Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we are going to talk about a particular tribe of Northeast India called as Khiamniungan tribe. Okay, let us start our today's discussion. But before that, if you want to download the notes, which I will be using in our today's session, you can go to a particular Telegram channel called as ETS Live and download it. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us start by understanding why have we picked up the Khiamniungan tribe for our today's discussion. You need to get it straight away whenever Prime Minister of India mentions about a communal practice, mentions about a community, goes to a particular place, a historical monument, a religious significant place, etc., that automatically gets a heavy traction in the media. And whenever such things are covered in the media, you can understand it, they are important from UPSC exam as well. Specifically when it is a tribe. So much so that just look at this question which appeared in 2014. A question has been straight away asked on a particular tribal community. So that is why I can't emphasize more why whenever these tribes from different parts of the country are in news, straight away those are important from your exams perspective, and we are going to cover exactly this with relation to Khiamniungan tribe in our today's discussion. So let us start by understanding the identity and distribution of this tribe. Now, to understand their identity, you need to understand the meaning of their names as well. This name, Khiamniungan, consists of three different names. Khiam, it means water. New, it means great, and gun, it means source. So together, this word Khiamniungan, it means source of great water or source of great river. So you can understand these are the people who settle or who are living in mountainous and riverine regions. And where are they living in India? They are living in a specific part, that is northeastern part of our country, in the eastern part of Nagaland. But they also stretch in the northwestern part of Myanmar. So these communities are transboundary communities who live in Nagaland in India and in Myanmar. Okay. So these are the identity and distribution of these people. Now I need to understand in the last census, which conducted a lot before, that was in 2011, these people were around 61,000, more than 61,000 in India, but they are a lot more in number in the Myanmar, right? Now let us move towards understanding what kind of social structure these people follow. Now, they have a very central social institution known as PO, which is also it is a kind of dormitory, right? So it is a central social and political institution for Khiamniungan tribe. Now it is also a place where these people gather, they make important decisions, participate in political process, and they also are important from ritual and socialization point of view. And these PO, they also house a large traditional drum called as fee, which are used for communication, rituals, as well as social events. So this is how their social structure is. They are mostly patriarchal in nature, and these are centered around men where they gather in PO. Similarly, you also need to understand what is the significance of their attire. You can understand their attire. It has conch shells, it has various teeth, it has very bright in color, consists of red and yellow. So their traditional attire, which is a distinctive dressing, it is made of bright red and deep blue colors, and it also has ornaments which are made from cowries and conch shells, right? Similarly, there is also a traditional shawl called as nutsa. Nutsa are the shawl which are woven by women, but these are worn by men, particularly warriors. And this also has a cultural significance because the design, it symbolizes the social status, identity, a warrior-like identity, as well as the ancestral fierceness which you get only after you participate in conflict. So this is a status symbol, that is the nutsa shawl. This is the nutsa shawl I am talking about. Okay. Now also you need to understand what kind of traditional and social practices they get themselves involved in. Now the most important festival of Khiamniungan tribe is the Sokam Sumai festival, which happens every year around September-October months. Now this Sokam Sumai festival, it is basically a harvest related festival. So what these people do in this festival, they seek blessings of the god, they provide sacrifices of domesticated animals, and all of this is meant to seek the blessings of divine for fertile land, blessings of divine for healthy livestock, blessings of divine for good human health and communal health. Similarly, this community also performs a feast which can last until multiple days, and this shows the social structure. This shows how the social structure is directly intertwined with the cultural divinity and also with the agricultural cycle. Now, this Sokam Sumai also marks the beginning of Jhum cycle. What is a Jhum cultivation? Jhum cultivation is basically a form of shifting cultivation of agriculture. Okay. Now, what you also need to understand the beliefs of the tribe, right? Now, this tribe, it follows animistic, nature-centric belief, which means their rituals is often centered around different aspects of nature, be it sacrifice of animals, be it offering symbolic offerings, be it agricultural offerings. Similarly, the part and parcel of this ritual is taken care of by village priest known as Ampao, and he plays a central role in the every social ceremony. Also, these people are known for a traditional cliff honey based cultivation or harvesting practices. You might be thinking, what is cliff honey cultivation practices? This is just an image where a farmer is cultivating honey from a cliff, right? And you can understand this is a very dangerous task. Similarly, what you need to understand, why are we covering this community in our today's discussion? You need to understand, like many other tribal communities, even this community, Khiamniungan community, is facing decline in their traditional practices, so much so that their cultural is very vulnerable to change. You need to understand this practice used to, or this tribe used to practice headhunting and associated with tattooing in their bodies. So this tattoo or this headhunting was a symbol of warrior status. It showed how brave that particular person was, and this was very core of social identity of this tribe. Now, what has happened that these practices, that is a belief of capturing soul of the enemy so as to ensure that your community is perspiring, it is prosperity, or it is having fertile lands and animals. This was a show of symbol. This was very integral part of their community. But since the advent of Christianity in the Northeast, we have seen that such practices have been largely renounced. People are becoming more modern. They are moving towards a more industrial lifestyle, which is in consonance with today's time. But the negative consequence of this industrialization, this modernization, is a generational shift. And this newer generation of the tribe is not very well aware of their historical practices. Now, this represents a broader trend, not just in India, but in other parts of the globe, where because of change, because of modernization, the cultural practices are moving or they are slowly being forgotten, which shows a loss of intangible heritage. And why this community is important for our today's discussion, you need to understand this teaches us many things. This first of all teaches us one of the difficulties that many tribal communities in Northeast have when their kiths and clans are living across the border in another country. Second problem is India's rich intangible heritage, which is made from communities like these, right? Which is a sum total of all the communities living in India. But let us just imagine if one community is losing out on their cultural heritage, this is a negative symbol for India's total intangible cultural heritage. Also, we need to understand how these communities are intertwined with daily aspects of nature through their agricultural livelihood. Now, they practice shifting cultivation called as jhum cultivation. They celebrate this yield of their agriculture through festivals, right? And it helps us connect land use with environmental aspects, and it also plays a very important role in forming their entire culture. Now imagine these practices are abandoned, so this would do away not just their livelihood practices, but this will also do away or try to ignore their cultural practices. And it also shows how older practices are being changed, are in decline due to preservation or due to modernization. So we need to understand that the conservation of their heritage is very important if we have to make sure our rich intangible heritage remains to continue so. Okay, so this was all for today's discussion. Before solving the question which I have curated exactly on the lines of UPSC question that I showed you, you need to wait for an important announcement. This important announcement, it relates to Resolution Plus batches. In Resolution Plus batches, we teach you not just important subjects like history, geography, economy and polity, but we also teach every other important aspects of UPSC syllabus. Not just that, you get one-to-one mentorship, mock test, interview guidance program. All of these are essential part of our Resolution Plus batches. Now, these batches are offered for students who are looking to give exams in 2027 and 2028. These are separate batches. You can take accordingly. But before making the payment, if you remember to use the code ATS Live, it will help you fetch as much as 7,000 rupees discount on all the courses. Okay, so please do not forget to apply the code, get yourself an admission, and the sale which is ongoing right now, which is offering you the best rates, it would end in 2 days from now, that is 7th of December. So please hurry up. Okay. Now, before ending the discussion, this is the question that I promised you. Please do let me know the correct answer of this question in the comment section. And if you have any problems, what do you feel about India's rich intangible cultural heritage. How do we need to preserve it? Especially from the northeastern people, we need to know how to preserve your culture so that India also comes to know what a rich and vibrant culture India's northeastern states have, right? So please do let me know in the comment section. And once who wants to download the video and the notes, you can go to this Telegram channel called as ATS Live. Okay, so I'll see you again. Please have a very good night. We'll see each other again tomorrow.